Hello, leaders. Welcome to Digital Mandate, a podcast series brought to you by Tech Disruptor Media, a brand of BNG. On this podcast, we have Dipesh Karki. He's a co-founder, and CPTO at Lenden Club. Thank you, Dipesh, for joining us.
Thank you, Disha, for inviting me.
So, if we talk about having a good talent and there is a skill gap in the industry
Correct.
everywhere. So we talk about what challenges do you face when we talk when it comes to talent acquisitions and workforce empowerment in the evolving digital landscape.
All right. So, Lending Club is a digital company, right?
Yeah.
We are born digital and we are raised doing automation, and now we are moving towards AI.
Yeah.
The problem with hiring and resources empowerment in digital landscape or in digital economy is that there are a lot of contents available in digital space, right? It creates a lot of confusion. Tomorrow, if I want to motivate an individual to learn something,
Right.
there'll be so many contents, and there is always a degree of variation in each of these contents. So the person who is trying to acquire some knowledge out of it is always confusion whether A is right or B is right or C is right.
Right.
Right? The consolidation of knowledge is where the gap is there. Today, because of AI, it is being solved to a certain extent. Now people are becoming smarter with it. This is regarding resources empowerment. On talent acquisition, there are multiple type of challenges because people have become so much convenient or stuck with the digital kind of working environment wherein they say that they would want to work from home, they would need a leisure environment, right? That somehow is losing the charm of cohesive work environment that you have otherwise with the physical interactions, right? Face-to-face interactions with colleagues in a workplace, right? That creates a mood, that creates a entire sentiment that distributes the energy to sit together and work, right? So this is one challenge that I see, right? The work from home culture. The another is definitely screening and interviewing the candidate, right? You are so much engrossed in the digital way of building your persona that you end up missing the essence of meeting somebody and sharing that aura, sharing that energy, right? So most of the time, and I've observed this myself, wherein the interview that I do face to face versus the interview that I do in a digital place,
Right.
there's always a difference, right?
Yes.
Because when a person is in front of you, right, you're pretty confident that this person is talking to me,
Right.
not talking
To
to
other
me
person.
via something, correct?
Yes.
So that definitely creates a difference. But of course, we are in the era of digital innovation, so I'm sure there will be more powerful technology that would be coming in that would bring add emotions, right, more cognitive senses to how a human interaction happens. So I believe that is going to enhance the experience in your future.
Right. So, as you mentioned that we are in the era of digital innovations and all, but there is a lack of awareness while we have to so people are not okay with sharing their data, personal data,
Correct.
because we have seen many breaches and all.
Right.
So, how do you manage that in your industry, and how firstly, what are the main challenges do you find, assuring people that we are secure and this
Good
is
question.
the formats we are
Right.
following and all?
Right. So there are two kind of people that any organization would have to cater to. One is your internal customers. That means the people that are working with you,
Right.
and then the external customer, the end customer that you are delivering to.
Right.
For the end customer, you at least the engineering force that you have with you ends up working day and night to make sure that their data is protected, their infrastructure is protected, their technology is protected.
Right.
Correct. So the chances of a mishap happening at their end is a bit less. But in your controlled environment, wherein the people are working in your premise, right?
Right.
You'll have to do a constant training. You'll have to do a constant content awareness. You'll have to do. You'll have to you'll have to keep on preaching them about the incidents happening here and there. This goes beyond the guardrails that you build inside the organization. That is implementing n number of security measures,
Right.
m number of antiviruses, VPNs,
Right.
firewalls. This goes beyond that. You
Right.
have to educate people. Today, I read a news wherein there was a breach in Google,
Yeah.
right? In the Salesforce environment
Yes,
of Google,
yes.
wherein it was there's a very interesting term called vishing, that is voice-based phishing.
Phishing.
Right now,
Yes.
somebody impersonated to be a supervisor or a senior person and asked for some important
Information.
access, right? By letting a person click a malware, right?
Right.
That extracted information. Google was able to identify that and resolve it in a moment, correct?
Right.
But look at how the human got manipulated in that
Right.
instance.
Right.
Another common example is the digital arrests that are popular these days,
Yes.
right? Wherein there are pretty old people, they hardly know about what digital technology, and there are people impersonating to be a police, that to a digital police, and asking them tons of money and saying you can't leave your premise.
Right.
Right? This noviceness of human being is something that has to be periodically taught, or that has to be periodically dealt with, so that they are more aware about the digital innovation happening. They are more aware about the frauds that are coming in digital
Right.
space.
You rightly said, because in my relative, even my the people I know, they
Yeah.
have been arrested
Social
and
engineering
yes,
victims.
they have been victims
Right.
of on, especially on when we talk about digital
I know,
arrest,
sad.
because they are not aware. They are old people. Their children are
Correct.
not with them all the time.
Not
They
be
can
old.
say
Even people like you and me get confused at
yeah. When
these
it
kind of
comes to
things,
your
right?
family, you're
Because,
very possessive and all.
these hacks have become super sophisticated.
Right.
So you have to be aware and conscious all the time.
Right.
Correct. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, my next question is, how do you measure the success of digital initiatives, and what KPIs matters to you most?
I think you can't define a hard KPIs to this, but the right way to measure digital initiative would be how, despite their inconvenience, despite the resistance, how subconsciously your colleague or your peers are adopting to the technology that you have
Right.
imbibed in the organization.
Right.
Simple example: restricting WhatsApp in your office premise.
Right.
Right? You're so comfortable using WhatsApp to your communication or conversations.
Right.
There are professional chat channels that you can use.
Yeah.
Right? Another example would be restricting downloads of files in Excel.
Yeah.
Excel is like cocaine. This is what I say
Yes.
to my team. Right? If you use Excel, you'll never excel in your life. Correct? So, to get away from Excel, you'll have to adopt some kind of technology that can do some of your work
Right.
that otherwise Excel was doing. Right? Now, by force or by any other means, you have to make the person believe that this is the technology that you have to use. This is the most secure way of making sure that you are using the technology in the most productive way, and in the safest way.
Yes.
So I think the right measure would be to periodically do this assessment of how frequently your peers are using the technology that you are introducing to them.
Right. Thank you for this. And we wrap up with a rapid question, that
All
is,
right.
what technology means to you in one word?
It's just a medium enabler.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Thank you, Dipesh, for joining us.